Hey friends! Yes, I'm still in my car, still on this same drive, but I am going to be going to Barnes & Noble, my local Barnes & Noble here, and I'm going to do a little bit of shopping. This is a time of day where it shouldn't be too crazy. I should be able to film a little bit, and yeah, I'm going to pick up a few things. I'm not going to go too crazy, and I'm thinking like 3 or 4 items is all. I might go to a local used bookstore as well. I'm not 100% sure. I'm still kind of trying to figure out if I'm going to take the time to do that. I do have a lot of things I need to get done today, so that might not happen. But I did want to jump on here and intro this video and let you guys know that I'm going to go shopping. I am going in for one particular book. I did talk about it in another video. If that one's already up, I'll leave it linked in the corner, or it'll be linked in the corner once because it was more of a discussion video, so I just kind of briefly mentioned the book. And, once I actually have it in my hands, we'll chat a little more about it. But in the meantime, I am almost there, and I'm very, very excited. I've not been doing as much book shopping lately, so it's going to be a good time. I'm really, really excited, because this was an ARC that I got, an e-copy and an audio copy of. So I'm very, very excited to be getting to this one. So my physical copy will be in my hands within a matter of moments, and I'm very excited. So let's go ahead and go shopping. Alrighty, so real quick before I drive off, let's go over what I ended up picking up. You probably saw in one of those clips there, but I still want to talk about them specifically. So the first one I picked up was Claimed by J.R. Ward. This is one of the taller mass markets, so I don't know how I feel about that. It's going to look weird on my shelf, but this is a Shifter series from J.R. Ward. This is the first book in this series, so I do want to try it. I like J.R. Ward's writing, so I'm hoping that this Shifter series does some things for me. And with Love in the Night coming up, I think that might be the perfect time to try it out. I'm not 100% sure if I'm going to yet, but for spooky season, a Shifter romance is definitely in the cards. Next up is the book that I came here to get, which is First Love, Take 2 by Sajni Patel. This romance is everything. It does have some content warnings. I will leave my Goodreads review linked down below. So if you want more detailed thoughts about this one in particular, you can check that out. The audio is also fantastic for this, so I highly recommend checking out this series especially. But this book in particular, I did like this one better than book 1, but book 1 was still a solid read for me, so highly recommend the series. The next one I picked up is The Dangers in My Heart Volume 2. Volume 1, I kind of felt middle of the road about, if I'm honest. I'll leave the video where I talk about it. So I decided to pick up Volume 2. I think I'm going to give it that 3-volume try and then make my final decision. I want to see how this kind of plays out now that we kind of know what's going to be happening. So there's that. And then last but not least, I did keep this brief. I didn't go crazy. That is The Apothecary Diaries Volume 3. This is one of my favorite ongoing series right now. It's absolutely fantastic. It's a very political fantasy with a slight romance element to it, but it is mostly a political fantasy, and it is highly well done. The art is fantastic. Square Enix is legit killing it with the licenses they're bringing us. I'm really excited. And I just really have enjoyed Mao Mao's story thus far, and I cannot wait to find out what happens in this volume. Like, I'm probably gonna go home and devour this pretty quickly, so if that tells you anything. But that is my brief trip to Barnes & Noble today. Hi, hello. As you can see, I still have the volumes that I picked up yesterday behind me, but I got a notification that one of my favorite series, their new volume was out at my local Barnes & Noble, so I went over to pick it up, even though I was there yesterday. It's a serious problem, y'all. Like, they know me by name at the bookstore. They just need to hire me already. That's where we're at. But I have 5. I have 5 more volumes. I went to pick up 1, maybe 2, and I came out with 5. It's a problem, y'all. It's a serious problem. And I am currently looking for a second job to help with said problem because I love YouTube and I love my job. But if I want to travel and do the other things that I want to do, I need another job to do that. So that's kind of what this other job's going to do. So with that said, now that my ramble's over, trying to justify this, even though there is no justifying it, we're going to dive in. So first up, we have Those Not So Sweet Boys Volume 4. This was one of the ones that was on my list to pick up today. I love this series so much. I've been keeping current with it. I do love this mangaka, Yoko Nogiri. And this is by far their strongest series, but that's also because they've taken the most time with this series. I believe this series is still ongoing, and it's like 8 or 9 volumes deep already, which is like double any of her other series that we've gotten translated. So I'm loving getting her storytelling in longer stories because my complaint about the previous 2 was just that they weren't quite long enough. I wanted more time. And I think other people were probably reacting the same way. And so now we're getting a longer series from her and it's fantastic. Loving it a lot so far. This next one is a recommendation from my boy Dylan at Dynamic Dylan. Lately he's been hanging out on TikTok and Instagram a lot. I will leave his Instagram linked down below, since I'm not on TikTok personally, but you can definitely get his opinions on this particular manga over there, and that is Black or White. In this one, I believe they're both actors. This guy here is usually cast as the villain, and this guy's usually kind of cast as the hero, I think. Maybe it's swapped, I can't quite remember. But either way, one's usually cast as the villain, and one's usually cast as the good guy, and it's about their interactions because the villain guy is really a total cinnamon roll, and the way Dylan talks about this, it sounds like something I'm absolutely going to love and adore, and Dylan would not recommend something so hard if it weren't legitimately good. Being, you know, a gay man himself, he would tell me if there were big problems in this, so I am very, very excited. The next one, this was one that I just couldn't wait to pick up because they had it and I didn't know how long my Barnes & Noble was going to have it. This next one I forgot was coming out, and that is Love and Heart Volume 3. I am obsessed with this, like, stalker serial killer, like, murder mystery romance thing going on here. It's kind of filling that void since I don't have new Something's Wrong With Us. This is kind of filling that in because you get that ominous, something is legit wrong with this dude kind of feeling. But it's just like creepy and it's like, what are your plans? What are you planning, sir? I need to know. So that's what this is doing for me since I'm waiting on like a giant cliffhanger on volume 6 of Something's Wrong With Us. But yes, very excited to have this next volume. I was very much looking forward to volume 3 when I finished volume 2 earlier this month. This next one was the main reason why I went to the bookstore today, and that is Sweat and Soap Volume 9. There is no way I'm not going to wait to pick up my babies if I can help it. So this is the one that I got the notification on, but I knew that Those Not So Sweet Boys was coming out as well, so I just looked while I was there and they happened to have it, so I snagged it. But this one, my precious children, once I'm done with editing today, I may just sit and do some reading. I don't know. I might not have time. But I'm getting my own hair done tonight, so I might take it with me to read while I process. I don't know. I'm still deciding. And then last but not least, number 5 is actually volume number 7 of Living Room Matsunaga-san, which is the first volume that we've gotten in the physical release that I have not yet read. So I read 1 through 6 digitally, and then they announced the physical release, and so I'm like, okay, I'm just going to wait for the physicals, because I knew this was one that I loved enough that I wanted to collect it physically. So this will be the first one where I don't know anything, so I'm really excited to, like, see where I'm at with the series again. And I mean, come on, Matsunaga-san is a total hunk in the back, on the back of this in just his underwear, like, just in their house that they live in the guy's side. So yes, I'm very much looking forward to more of this. So with that said, I'm going to end this video here. If you're here, like, put a stack of books, because there's nothing else to justify what I've done today. If you're here just because you love me. If not, tell me what you've picked up recently or what you want to pick up soon that you're looking forward to, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.